What's up, y'all? It's Rylan Griffen, and y'all watching The Sideline Show.
Everybody, listen up!
It's The Sideline Show.
Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Everybody's ready to go. He's ready to go. I'm ready to go. And you're ready to go.
Introducing now the host of The Sideline Show, Jackson Prince.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are watching The Sideline Show. I am your host, Jackson Prince, and today I got a dude who has been killing it at the college level, recently played at Alabama, and now transferred to the University of Kansas, playing under Coach Bill Self, a guy that I went up against a lot in high school. One of the few people on my list of people that I actually consider to be good shooters. I got my man, Rylan Griffen. Rylan, what's up, bro?
What's good, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you doing this, man.
Of course.
Yeah, so how's everything at Kansas?
Oh, it's great. It's everything that I thought it would be. Pretty good transition so far, so I'm enjoying it and excited to get the season started.
Yeah. So, I know you have a good relationship with your coaches at Bama still. And you don't have to go into super detail about this, but, why'd you transfer?
Just needed a new situation, and I told Coach Ost that, and he understood everything. He was great with, when I left and stuff, I actually talked to him after and told him about some of my options, and he was just breaking down what he thought was good for me. And, so, they were pretty cool with it, and then made the transition, and everything's been great since.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Talk a little bit about Coach Self, because, when we're growing up, you already know, you were watching March Madness as a kid, and you think about the schools that you want to go to, the teams that you want to play on, and the coaches that you want to play under. And I feel like for every little kid, Bill Self is one of those coaches, at least, when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So now you're actually living out childhood dream of playing under him. What's that like?
Of course you want to play for, any winning coach. So, Bill Self is one of those. I actually, I watched March Madness. I just watched March Madness. I never watched, regular season games because I never really, watched college basketball like that. So, but then, Bill Self, when I started getting older, did my research on all them, and, he recruited me in high school. So being able to play under him now is just great. One thing I like about him is, he tells you the truth. One thing about him right now is he'll tell you straight up, right now, even in practice, he'll just tell me, you need to work on this, you need to get better at this. And he pushes me and challenges me. And that's something you want to do. He just makes you want to run through a wall for him. And it's probably why they have a lot of high success and probably will continue to have a lot of high success under him.
Yeah, for sure. So, obviously, you guys got a loaded roster. I'm looking at y'all's roster the other day, and I'm like, man, y'all got everybody. So, and a lot of new guys, too. A lot of guys out of the portal. Bill Self is kind of on a revenge year because even though he had a winning season last year, it was considered one of his worst years.
Yeah.
And I was playing in the Big 12, so I got to really see all of that up front. Talk about his mindset going into this year, and obviously you guys are foot on the gas trying to go win a Natty. So what's the attitude like?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's a main goal, and just his biggest thing is the rat boys and stuff. Don't listen to the media. Don't let anything distract us from getting better. It's just daily improvement. And right now we're just focusing on, team building, team chemistry. He's getting the basic sets of the offense down right now and how we try to play because we got a lot of new guys, like you said. And just the older guys are just trying to, lead us the way. And the people that have been there just trying to lead us. And the mindset is just win games, just improve, have a better season than last year. Really, that's all the mindset is right now. Yeah,
no doubt. So I would say, looking at how you've done in college, obviously how you did everyone in high school, including us, which we'll talk about in a minute. You're one of the premier shooters in college basketball, and I'd say one of the premier scorers too. And I recently saw something where it was how many points a game are you hoping to average? And you said however many I need to win. I think, what's your, you won a lot of games in high school. You won a lot of games at Bama. Y'all were number one for a lot of weeks out of the year. What's your attitude towards winning? Even though, because a lot of guys, this, when you hit the transfer portal, you're looking for somewhere where you're probably going to have more personal success. But I think you kind of took the opposite approach, where you're willing to give up some of your personal stats to go do what's needed to win.
Yeah, it's just I learned one thing is, like, winning, like, takes care of everything. I never really liked to lose. Like, I hate putting up big numbers and losing. Like, the goal is to win. Nobody really even cares that you put up big numbers if you are losing. So, in my opinion, it was really a no-brainer. A lot of people said, like, I was running from competition and stuff, which everybody has their own opinions. But I think I just, I went to a loaded roster as well. So, I don't really think that was the case. And you just need good players to win. Like, you have to have good players to win. You even see it in the NBA. The Boston Celtics, they put down pretty much an all-star team to win the championship. You just have to have good players to win. Tatum, his numbers went down this year. Jaylen Brown even won Finals MVP. Everybody probably would have thought it would have been Tatum if you told us a year ago that the Celtics won the championship. Or the Celtics would win the championship in 2024. Everybody would have thought it was Tatum that got the Finals MVP. So you just need a bunch of good players to win, and I realized that at a young age.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, and we can talk a little bit about high school ball now, as painful as that might be, because y'all got us, what, twice?
Yeah, y'all got the chips, though. So
yeah, we got the chips. We got it when it counted. But, man, I remember – so my freshman year, your sophomore year, this is actually a funny story, which you don't know this. I started the year on JV, my freshman year, finished the back half on varsity, and part of our duties on JV was kind of to act like the scout team for our varsity squad. So we're getting ready to play y'all at McKinney. We were going to play here in this gym. And I remember they were giving out our scout assignments, and they gave me you. And I remember every time I touched the ball, that joker was going up.
Yeah, you had to.
We had a scrimmage or whatever, and I was like, all right, the whole day I'm gonna just play like Rylan Griffen. And obviously we didn't really know each other then.
Yeah.
But I'm like watching film on you. I'm like, man, this dude for real shoots. So I'm running off of down screens. I'm shooting the ball, and I just thought that was really funny. I ended up having like 30 in a scrimmage or something. I shot like 40 shots, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it was.
Yeah, I just thought that was a funny story, man. And then a couple days later, you come in here, you were playing out of your mind, bro. Like, and I heard that you actually hated playing us. That's what I heard. So talk about your mindset when you were stacking up against us.
I actually like playing against Duncanville. I hated how much, like, defensive attention they gave me. Like, they were the real only team that, like, tried to shut out me and Case, and only, like, they didn't care about anybody else. That used to frustrate me at that age. But they brought the best out of me. They made me, want to work harder. Losing to them just made me want to keep getting better. Just realize, like, you got to work on some stuff to, like, really prepare you for college and stuff. And feel like playing against Duncanville, let me see, like, there's people that are long and athletic as well, and you got to be able to compete with those guys. So that was one thing. I always took it as a challenge because Duncanville on paper was, like, better. So, like, I just always took the challenge. Like, we got to do what we got to do to beat these dudes.
Yeah, for sure. y'all's Richardson team was stacked every year. I just hated suiting up to play against y'all. One, because I knew that my minutes were going to be limited because it was going to be a tough game. But, bro, so fast forward a little bit. Talk about the game where AB came back. Because, I mean, you and AB are friends, and obviously really high competitive game. It was at the Whataburger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the Whataburger tournament, championship game of the Whataburger, which we had never lost up until that year.
Wow.
And so, bro, talk about that moment. Because it was a tight game. Yeah,
everybody seen the look on my face when he checked in. The thing was, I was hoping they was going to give y'all a tech because I didn't know that y'all put him in the book. So I'm like, yo, like, he just checked in, like, 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like, there's got to be, like, give us some free throws. But he was in the book. So after that, our coach called a timeout or whatever, just, like, because all the crowd was going crazy, like, and it was like a situation that has never happened to us before. So, like, we just all had to, like, kind of regroup. And then after that, it was a dogfight from then on out. It was a very, very thrilling ending that could have gone either way. It was a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, we missed a couple free throws, missed a putback. I always joke around about that game because I checked in the first half and I hit a three. Like, my first shot of the game, I hit it. And PV was looking at me like, yeah, like you're gonna get some minutes, like be ready to play. And then AB goes and puts his shoes on. I'm like, damn it.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I knew when he came back, I wasn't gonna check it.
Dang, that's actually like crazy though. Like that Duncanville had like it almost is like kind of college. You kind of gotta like,
Bro,
when you come here as a freshman, from what I've seen, like when you come here, like you gotta kind of work your way up. There's always like a high level D1 player in front of you, so
for sure.
that's how it is here from what I've seen.
It's tough, bro. And we had a lot of dudes who would come in. I mean, from freshman through senior year, I think we had 8 guys who came in here. They were here for less than 2 weeks before transferring again.
See, I hate it because like my years I was in college, y'all always had dogs, and now like you see like they're kind of beatable now. Like back then they were kind of like unbeat. Like only teams that could really beat y'all was like us or maybe Waxahachie that one year.
Lake Highlands, my senior year, had a shot.
Oh yeah, your senior year they had a chance for sure.
But we beat them though.
Yeah, that was the year they won state, right? Lake
Yeah.
Highlands?
Yeah, we gave
y'all
them the
couldn't
blessing.
play. Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. There was like maybe 2-3 teams max that could even like really compete with y'all. So I had to make sure we was one of those teams at least.
Yeah, and I always felt like it makes sense that you took it as a challenge because you always turned up when you played against us. Because I'd look at your stat line and I'd be like, okay, well he had, 18 this game, 21 this game. I look at us, you have like 35. I'm like, God.
The one game against y'all that like really like icked me was that state game. I played real bad.
Oh, at SMU.
Yeah,
right?
SMU,
What was that? That wasn't semifinal, was it?
Yeah, that was a semifinal. Because
Yeah,
in
that was.
COVID, we couldn't travel. So, like,
That's
we
right.
were the 2 teams next to each other, like, closest to each other. So, they put us at SMU. And, like, that game, I played real bad. I felt that was sickening for, like, a couple weeks, couple months. But
Yeah.
just at least I had a new season the next year and just tried to get better off that.
Yeah, well, I mean, y'all got y'all's lick back the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we couldn't have the sequel to that year.
Dude.
The second match.
My freshman year, we thought we were going to play
That
y'all
year,
in
too.
the state tournament. And then y'all lost to Permian.
Yeah, we lost.
We were just like,
That's another game I just regret. We should have beat them. We were way better than them. We just
the state tournament used to be so crazy. We would look at the other side of the bracket and just try to guess, and it never ended. It was never who we thought we were going to.
It's almost like March Madness in
Yeah.
Texas. Like it's one game.
It's crazy.
You don't bring it your best night, you're done.
And like the better team doesn't always win.
Yeah,
too.
that too. That's
Yeah.
exactly like. I felt like we should have been in the state championship my senior year, but we lost to McKinney like off the tip in. Stuff like that happens too. Like they tipped it in for the win.
Who tipped it in? Was it Alex?
Alex, yeah.
Yeah, it was Alex.
Alex
That's my guy
tipped
right
it in.
there.
Yeah.
Well, and then the next game, he
didn't he have a
didn't they
game
play
winning dunk?
Westlake and
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
like got the steal and dunked it?
Yeah. It's stuff like that.
Yeah,
that
no, I
goes
mean we're in
on.
there. We're like, okay, we're gonna play Westlake again.
And then y'all,
we thought we were gonna play y'all, and then we thought we were gonna play Westlake, and then we ended up playing McKinney, beat
And
them
y'all-
by 20.
Y'all situation was crazy too. I was just talking to Jacoby about this the other day. Y'all situation was crazy because y'all were down like 25 in the state semifinals.
Yeah, we were down 21.5.
Yeah, and came
and
back.
they scored 4 points in the second half.
Yeah, Jacoby, like I was like, I know y'all was like, I hope they lose so bad. Like,
You want to know what our halftime speech was?
yeah, what was it? I don't even know.
Okay, so we didn't go all the way back to the locker room. You know how in the Alamo Dome there's that curtain?
I never been to Alamo.
Oh,
Never been there.
my bad, bro.
Never been there.
Damn, my bad, bro.
I wish we could have got there, but never
Cut,
made
bro,
it.
All right, my bad, bro. So we in the Alamo Dome, like there's the court, and then there's like a giant curtain because the Alamo Dome's a football.
Yeah, I heard
field.
it's huge.
Yeah, it's
That's
terrible
like-
playing there. Like we're shooters. Like the depth perception is
Yeah.
impossible to shoot on.
Uh-huh.
Like you really have to put up 400 shots the day of the game.
That's kind of
just
like
to
with
get used to it.
like was the fans like way behind the backboard? Because like in
Yeah,
the Final
like
Four,
way
like,
behind the
Yeah, they
backboard.
were like way behind. It was
You know,
kinda
like
crazy.
NBA arenas.
Yeah.
How it's like slant, like a low incline.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So-
that's the stage,
Bro, so halftime, we're playing in Atascocita. We're down like 21 at half. No one is having a good game. We couldn't score. No one was playing defense. I was like sick. I was throwing up that game. Or like
Dang.
the day of that game, I had to go get an IV before the game just to even be able to sit on the bench. And like up to that point, I was having a crazy playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so halftime, Atascocita, we're down 21. It's the state semifinal. And we go back behind this big curtain, and we all just sit down. It's concrete floor. We just sit down, and we're all just looking at each other. Peavy comes back there. He looks around. He's like, y'all good? And we're like, yeah. And then he goes, what are we going to eat after the game? We just started talking about what we were going to eat for dinner, bro. We did not say a single word about basketball. We come back out. They score 4 points in the second half, and we beat them by like 12.
I mean, that situation, y'all were the better team. So I feel like that was actually real smart by him to like just.
They had like 11 seniors.
Dang.
Yeah, they were old, and they all had shooters, bro.
I know we played them in
God.
we played them in the TABC that summer.
For real?
They gave us a good game too. Like yeah, they had a lot of shooters. They played like kind of slow, so no shot clock. So
Did y'all win a lot of games during the TABC stuff?
we lost to high school. We
Y'all
went 2-1. We lost
Okay.
when they had Keontae and Terrio and
I felt like we could never win in TABC. We were always going 500.
I
'Cause
mean
we played we would play 3 games, but it'd always be like we only win 1, or maybe we'll win 2, but we'll have a loss that's like really bad
yeah.
every year.
That was y'all though. Y'all were mainly focused on like in the
Yeah, we were
playoffs.
focused on the last 7.
Yeah, y'all caught it the last 7.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
yeah. That was our whole thing. And I don't know if you've seen what Britt posted, but PV talking about we're gonna end someone's career tonight.
Oh man,
Dude, Pete, I'm telling you, like, I wish everyone could experience like PV either day before or pregame talks, like his energy and the focus that he brought to that locker room. Because yeah, he's a great basketball coach, but not because he's an X's and O's guy. Because he's not. I've seen him pull out a clipboard twice, ever. So like he doesn't pull out a clipboard, but he knows what we do, and he's the best motivator.
yeah.
You're talking about Bill Self wanting to run through a wall for him, bro. PV could call me up at 2 a.m. to help bury a body, and I'd do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what you need. And I feel like for most coaches that I've played for, that's been the way it was. Coach Self has taken it to another level. Like, I see, like, one thing about Coach Self is, like, he knows what he's doing, and it's kind of like you can't even say nothing. So, like, in practice, every time it's been, like, 10 times he's told me, next time that happens, do this. And, like, literally the next play I do it, we score, and then I just look at him, and he just start laughing. I'm like, nah, he really like that. Like, he really, like, know what he doing.
Bro's been there.
Yeah.
He's been there. How many national championships has he won?
2. I know he got 2.
2?
Yeah.
He's gotten close a lot more times.
They went to the Final Four 4 times under him.
Yeah.
And they lost in the national championship one year to Kentucky with Anthony Davis and them, and then in 2018 they lost to the Villanova Knicks.
That the Villanova Knicks.
Yeah.
I remember that. That wasn't the year when Chris Jenkins hit that shot, was it?
That was the year.
No, they beat Marcus Page in them.
Marcus,
That was a different
North
year.
Carolina?
Remember North Carolina?
Yeah. That was This
Marcus
was the
Page
year.
hit that crazy double clutch from
and
half.
then they had a half court shot.
God.
And but this one though, he was talking, or this one was we even talk about it. Like I talked to some of the coaches about the game. They were like,
what year? Do you remember?
2018 when Villanova.
That's what it was.
Villanova
18.
ran
Yep.
through everybody.
I remember that.
And then he was just talking about like we had no
18.
chance from the tip ball. They was just saying
Bro.
we had no chance. Like Dante DiVincenzo was coming off the bench scoring 30. Like they had Bridges, Brunson. I think Phil Booth was there too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Yeah.
they
That's a crazy.
They had a crazy
squad.
roster.
It's a crazy squad. So, bro, while we're on the topic of March Madness, you got to play in, 2 March Madnesses so far, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 so far. Talk about the energy, bro.
Oh, it's crazy energy. It's like, so I thought in the Elite Eight, like, that was going to be, like, the most packed gym I played in. And then we went to the Final Four, and I was like, dang, like, you don't even realize where you at until, like, you leave, until, like, it's all done and it's all, you can't go back at the moment. Like, of course, I hope to go back this year, but
Yeah.
it was crazy, the Final Four, just the run. I feel like one thing that helped us is we got to spend a lot of time with each other off the court because we were all on the road, like, the whole time. we didn't come back till after like the Elite Eight game. So we just got time to focus. In a different city, can't do too much, so we just watched film, locked in, watched a bunch of other teams, and we were just like, hey, like we watched a couple of teams like lose. We were just like, hey, we can't let that be us. We can't do this. We can't do that. Like we got to focus and just worry about the game. And that's really all it is in March Madness. You just got to worry about the next game. Like one thing we didn't do was watch film of the previous game because it's over with. Like it's on to the next game now. Like we're not playing that team again. We won. Let's be happy about that, but we got to move on now. Like, and that was the mindset all of March, really.
For sure. So, from an individual perspective, when was the moment you realized? Because you win that Elite Eight game.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're going to the Final Four, but when did it hit you that you're in the Final Four? Like millions of kids across America would murder you in your sleep to play where you were at. What's that feeling like?
Man, it didn't even hit until like it didn't hit until I walked out and like I saw all the people there, and we had a lot of fans. Like it was more fans than I ever thought we were ever gonna have at that type of game. And of course, UConn had a lot of fans too, so it was like packed out.
Oh, y'all played that UConn team.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was just packed out. But one crazy thing about it was Coach Oates. He told me we were watching Clemson and it was Clemson and Arizona. They were playing before us. We played a winner. Clemson won. He came up to me. He just said, "We win this, we go to the Final Four," and then just walked away. Didn't say nothing. I was just like, bet. And then we went out, beat North Carolina, and what he said was right. So he had that confidence in us, and that's another thing. Coaches, like, if they instill confidence in their players, like, we all know it's win or go home, so we're gonna play pretty much our hardest every game.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy, man. I can't even imagine what the Final Four looked like because, unfortunately, I didn't even get to travel.
I almost want to go back just to, like, sink it in more this time. Like, I didn't even sink it in as much. I was more like, hey, like, this basketball. In my head, it's kind of hard because you're so worried about playing the game. Like,
right.
You don't really, like.
It doesn't hit you.
It doesn't hit you that much, like, as much as you want to, like, let it hit you. Like, you're also thinking about the game.
Right.
And then afterwards, in our case, we lost. So, like, I'm thinking about the loss and, like, dang, we were, like, 40 minutes away from a championship. We won that game. Like, we really could have won a championship. We were 2 games away.
Y'all had the team to do it, too.
Yeah, I think we could have.
That UConn team, though.
The UConn team, they were good, but I think we had a good game plan. It was just we just got a little worn down toward the end of the game. They're a great team. They obviously won the championship by double figures, so they were pretty much the best team in college.
They were dude, we played that team that just won the national championship this year. We played them in New York.
Oh, wow.
And they well, I mean, I had already played against Stephon Castle in high school when he gave us a 40 ball in Texarkana.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that wasn't a good game for us. He gave us a 40 ball. The only reason we beat them in high school was because he fouled out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we drew. I think Caleb Jones drew the 5th foul on him.
Oh, I know he was sick.
Oh, he was pissed.
I know he was sick.
Yeah, he was sick, but he had like 39 or 41 somewhere in there. And so I already knew what he could do. And then, God, what's his name? Caravan. Alex
Caravan, yeah.
Flaming us the last, 8 minutes of the game. We were down, 16. We brought it all the way back within, 4. And then Caravan just started rolling. Cam Spencer was rolling the whole game, too.
Yeah. With us, it was they just had a team effort.
Yeah.
Big man was protecting the paint.
That was still clinging, right?
Yeah, Per shooters were making shots. The point guard, he was tall, so he was making a lot of plays.
Yeah.
And like you said, Castle, he really hurt us in that game as well. They had a lot of guys on their team. I mean, they had 4 dudes get drafted out there starting 5.
Yeah, bro. And I mean, they were just so well coached, too.
Yeah,
Dan Hurley
very
is
well coached.
an incredible coach.
Yeah.
So my family growing up has always been Bama fans.
Oh,
and
really?
we've always been the biggest Bama fans. So I thought it was cool, knowing that you were going to Bama. I was always silently cheering for y'all.
I didn't even know that.
When our football team played Bama, I always said either way I'm gonna win because
Yeah.
if Texas won, well, like I'm going to UT. If Bama won, I've been a Bama fan my
Yeah,
whole
you're a
life.
Bama
so
fan, yeah.
no. And then that carried over into basketball too. Like I got my family members texting me, "Hey, aren't you friends with Rylan Griffen?" I'm like, yeah, that's my guy.
Crazy thing about that Texas-Alabama game is, like, that was the first time that I had been on campus.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was at the game,
Oh.
and they lost.
Yeah.
And we lost, so, like, the campus was dead. Like, it really is, like, that football team really can make or break, like, how they act around there. I mean, basketball can come up over there, too, but that football team is really, like, it doesn't hurt for the football team to be great over there.
Right. I mean,
doesn't hurt.
that's kind of like the expectation.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Like,
and
things,
recently, the basketball team has been really good.
Oh, yeah. They've done a great job over there.
Both teams that you played on were. I mean, how many weeks did y'all spend at the top spot? Y'all were up there for a little
we
while.
got the top overall seed. My freshman year. We were number one.
I remember y'all were top 3 for a while.
I think we were top 3 for a long time. But we were number 1, I think, only for like a week because we played Tennessee, and then we lost to them at their place, and then we dropped to like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But we were number 2 at one point, and then got smacked by Oklahoma. At Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah, and then
was that your sophomore year? Or
freshman year? Yeah.
Who did they
Grant
have?
Sherfield had 30 on us.
Sherfield, yeah.
Yeah,
he was a bucket. He
Bad
didn't really
game
do
for
too
us.
much against us, but he was a bucket.
Yeah, like our coach was really, really upset with us because of our mental approach. Like they weren't. We knew we were pretty much better than them.
Yeah.
And we were going to their place, and we just we didn't have the right mindset. You know how it goes. Like,
For
you
sure.
come in there,
Away
like,
games, I mean, it's
we're, like,
one slip
everybody's
up, you're done.
Yeah, everybody's a D1 player, so like everybody can hurt you on any given night. It doesn't matter if you're on paper better than them or not.
Yeah.
Got to bring it every night. So that was one thing he really, and that was the first time I like experienced that you have to bring it every night in college too.
Yeah. Talk about scouting because, like you said, Sherfield put up 30. Obviously, you guys knew that he could score going in. Like, that's not a secret.
Yeah.
Like, you know who the guys are, and you've been a part of a ton of scouting reports from other teams.
Yeah.
You know? So, talk about, one, your approach when you're scouting a player, especially if it's your matchup. And then, 2, that guy's going to do what he does regardless of what you throw at him.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I can't wait to see like how Kansas scouting reports are. I just want to see like how we do things and what it's gonna be like, and I can get accustomed to it and just know what we expect on defense. Can't wait to see that. But at Alabama, my first year, we had Chuck, so like everything with Grant Sherfield, it was just make sure he's shooting like contested mid ranges because he shouldn't be finishing over the rim over Chuck, and he was making them. So like, we didn't put that much great effort into like stopping them, but like my freshman year, it was send everything to Chuck. That was a scouting report. Send everything to him. They're not gonna finish enough times over him to beat us. Send everything to him. But my second year is really when we had to like pay attention to scouting reports because we didn't have Chuck. We had different bigs who were a little bit like they were different than Chuck. Like they brought great things to us in different ways. So like we blitzed a lot more. We hedged ball screens a lot more. We switched a lot more. So that actually is more, since we were switching a lot more, I had to like really like focus in on like every guard on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Even bigs, I had to focus.
Were y'all
on.
switching on ball screens?
Yeah, especially
Really?
like if the team didn't have like a dominant big that they threw it into, we switched for sure. Especially everybody knows at the end of shot clock you switch too. So
For sure.
that was like one thing I had to really like focus on. And then also like they set a lot of guard to guard screens too. So we had to switch those, and I had to learn like everybody. You have to know who goes left, who goes right.
Are there a lot of ghost screens?
Oh yeah. There's a ton of ghost screens. It came my team.
I mean,
running-
I could see you running
my
mean
team,
ghost screen action.
That's one thing that we emphasize, like ghost screens, because we had so many shooters. It's so hard to guard. Like you come up, and then you set a ghost. Like they don't really know if they switching or if they staying. So it would screw them up a couple times.
Didn't Bama lead in like 3-point percentage or something?
I know
y'all were top of some 3-point.
I think we were top 10 in 3-point percentage, maybe 3-point attempts.
I think y'all were like 1
Yeah,
in
we
3-point
probably-
attempts. And
I
I
wouldn't be
remember hearing
surprised.
that, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
My man Rylan is putting it up over there.
That's Yeah, that's one thing they do. They let you. That's their offense. 3-pointers at the rims, free throws, and
Sounds nice, man.
it's efficient. Yeah, I mean
Sounds nice.
I learned that from them, efficiency, and I'm just gonna take that to Kansas and try to be more efficient and try to Coach Self let him do the rest.
Yeah. Is Hunter still there?
Yeah, Hunt's still
Oh
there.
my God. Yeah. all I'm thinking about, and DeJuan Harris is still there, right?
Yeah,
All I can think about is DeJuan coming off of a step up with Hunter. Hunter being in the short roll and you in that opposite corner. Like you can't guard that.
man, that's
They're gonna y'all are gonna destroy teams out of the short roll.
out the portal. That was one thing I really looked at roster and knowing those guys were gonna be back and who Kansas was bringing in
Yeah.
from the portal and from the recruiting class felt like it was the best fit just for stuff that you just said. I feel like Hunter needs a lot of shooters around him so he can operate one-on-one and
Well, he's a hell of a playmaker too.
yeah, he is. That's one thing that really surprised me about him. First times in practice, he catch the ball at the top. I mean, he throwing no looks, dimes, cuts, threes. I'm not even expecting the ball, and he throwing it to me sometimes. So it's just man, he
Well,
can
then
do
you
that.
got KJ in the dump spot,
KJ can also-
or in that corner cut, that Ochai cut.
And KJ dumb athletic, and he can make. He's as good of a playmaker as I've seen too. He
Bro.
sets screens. He knows it. One thing I like about the DeJuan, KJ, Hunter, they know how to run that offense, and
Right.
they know what Coach Self is looking for. So they really guide us and lead us on that, and it should be fun. I can't wait to see KJ dunk the ball in the stadium because you would probably know. I don't even know what the crowd is like. They just tell me it's second to none. So I can't wait to see it for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually we played against KJ in high school. And I remember Westlake had some play where he would get a handoff at the top of the key and he would just go hard right hand downhill. Well, I'm in that right corner and our rule was don't help off of strong side corners,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's pretty universal. But in that instance, I was told that I needed to go take a charge. And they're screaming at me, I'm a sophomore. Mind you, I'm a lot bigger now than I was then.
Yeah.
I was not taking a charge on that, bro. KJ Adams
crazy
going
thing,
full speed.
He was probably near the same size he is now.
No, he was dude was huge back
Man,
then, and
it's
he's
crazy.
going and he's fast too.
Oh,
he's hauling with the ball in
one
his right
thing-
hand. He's got Ron beat. I'm expected to slide over and take a charge. I just stuck my hand in there. I fouled him, made sure he didn't get the shot off. No, I'm not.
When you say he's fast, it's crazy because Coach Self, we had just got done running. I had messed up actually, so I cost us the game. So he goes since Rylan want to cost us the game, he got to make the time in 38. It was a 44, and he said you got to make the time in 38.
In 38?
Yeah, and he said KJ got to make it in 38 too. Just because he knows how fast KJ is. So we start running. I'm I got to be first. I cost us the game. I have to be first. We start running KJ out of there. He not. It is no catching KJ. And then Floyd right behind him, out of there. I'm dang.
Yeah.
For him to be like that, it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Is KJ one of those dudes where it's he has a median, but when he really wants to, he steps it up, or is he just like that all the time?
I think KJ, one thing I seen about him is he just consistently plays hard.
Yeah.
I think that's just natural for him. That's just how he plays. You don't have to get on him about playing hard. You really don't have to get on him at all. I really don't see a reason why you would get on him because he's always giving it 100. He does what it takes to win. That's why he's been playing at Kansas and been playing there for a long time, playing a lot of good minutes. He just knows what it takes to win and does all that. And I see it firsthand in practice every day now.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people were bashing him for going to Kansas. They were like, oh, you're never going to play there. And his freshman year didn't play a lot.
Mm-hmm. That team was crazy.
That team was nuts, though.
Yeah, they won a national championship.
Right.
But
you got to
that's-
look at the roster, bro.
Yeah, I mean, at KJ, you can't not play a guy that's going to give it 100.
Right.
At his size and his athleticism, you're going to find a way to get him a lot of minutes. So, the people that were bashing him, it was just I feel like at KU, they had a plan for him. They
Yeah.
took him for a reason.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't say he's not going to, they have a plan for him, so.
Well, you get a guard that's as smart as DeJuan, and you get KJ sprinting on the backside in transition, and you got you sprinting to a corner or sprinting on the backside for a lob, y'all's transition offense is probably – I mean, y'all will probably be top of Big 12, if not top of the country.
I think, yeah, that's one thing Coach Self has emphasized early. Like, we got to play a little bit faster. Like, we got to play fast.
Yeah.
Early, easy opportunities. And I'm used to playing fast. We played fast at Bama. So he's emphasizing playing fast. And like you said, DeJuan, who's a great playmaker. DeJuan probably a top. I haven't really seen anybody say it. When you really break it down, he's probably like top 2 3-point guard.
Yeah. His
Kansas
assist to turnover
history.
ratio is impressive.
Yeah, like in Kansas history. So, like, he won a lot of games there. So, playing with him, and then you got KJ, and then you got Hunter, who's probably the best big in the country.
Yeah.
Zeke Mayo, who's a great shooter, great scorer. He has a bag, too. AJ Storr, very athletic, can shoot. He can do pretty much everything. And you just got the people coming back like Jamari, Zach, and El Marco back too,
Marco,
but he injured.
How's he?
He's doing better. He's doing
Yeah,
better. He's
I
my
heard he
roommate
got
actually.
injured.
He's my roommate actually. So like, I be chopping it up with him all the time. Just everybody that they had coming back, it just made sense. And one other crazy thing is they didn't lose anybody to the portal.
Right.
So when I got down there, like I figured out like, oh yeah, I know why. Like, it's a great environment down here, great vibes.
If nothing else, that says everything that you need to know about a program and about a program's culture. Is not losing anyone to the portal. People are either graduating or going to the draft, but if you go to Kansas, you're staying at Kansas.
Yeah.
That's impressive, especially when you look at the roster and how many 4s and 5 stars that are there, and they're all willing to stay there because they know it's the best thing for them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive.
One thing you can't, like, you just got to trust Coach Self. It may not, like, you just got to trust him. Like, he knows what he's doing. I see it firsthand. Like I said, like, every time he tells me something and I do it, next play is we score. So he knows what he's doing, and he has an eye for talent. Like, he sees something in people. Like, you've seen all the, like, while he gets the top guys in the country, like, you also see people like Devontae Graham and Frank Mason and all those Makai Luke and all those type of people who, even like Marcus Garrett was one person who like was a big factor in why I went there out of the portal, just seeing him and how how successful he was at Kansas, knowing he was from Dallas, like Skyline, like they were that team. His school was in our district every day, so just seeing that and how successful he was, how he trusted Coach Self, he stayed with the process, he never left, and he became one of the best Kansas players in history over there. So. Just
one of the best defenders in the country.
Oh,
too.
yeah, definitely won. He won. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year one year.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just trusted Coach Self, and that's what I plan to do too.
Do you, because you're in the Big 12 now, obviously different conference for you, which will still arguably be the best conference in college basketball.
Right.
I mean, I would say it was last year. SEC was close.
Yeah, Big 12 was.
But Big 12 is just a different level. Do you have a matchup? I have one in my head that I think you're going to love, but do you have a matchup that you're really looking forward to?
In Big 12 play?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a home game. Probably the home game against I got to say I want to play Arizona.
Dude, I was thinking you against Caleb Love. That's the matchup I was thinking.
I was Arizona because we lost to them last year, so I feel like, it's only right to get back, and we went to Arizona last year, Alabama, and now they coming to Kansas, so it's perfect situation for that, and we don't even have to go to Arizona, so we only play them one time, so I'm gonna make sure I make the best out of it, because that's a game that I really, really want. They just joined the Big 12 too, so like that's something. I mean, we got to show that we still the top Big 12 dogs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to how KJ does this year.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go to the league after this year.
Yeah, KJ he can do everything.
Man, he picked the right spot.
Yeah, he did for sure.
Everyone was saying, "Why did he go to Arizona? That's so stupid. What a bad decision." No one is saying that right now.
Yeah, he got crazy athleticism. He can shoot the ball. I actually talked to him after we played. When they were in L.A., he was real cool. Like him and Jaden Bradley.
Oh yeah,
they were real cool.
Nah, KJ's
even
my
though
guy.
they just lost. Yeah, KJ tall too and
Yeah.
great defender.
6'4",
So, like,
6'5", solid
Yeah,
defender, and he
the-
rebounds as a guard.
Yeah, he got the size to do like all that stuff. Like he can do everything really. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised he comes out and dominates college this year. But
Yeah.
hopefully he don't dominate against us.
We're going to see, man. We're going to see. I think I'm looking at other guys' rosters because this is what I do, man. I'm a basketball fiend.
Mhm.
Like, I look at rosters and I look at you guys matching up against other teams.
Right.
It's tough, man. Like, y'all's depth is just insane.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to win games. We got to bring it every night.
And
Everybody's-
especially playing at Kansas.
Oh yeah, they told me like it's almost
It's
impossible
nuts.
to win there. But also like so the team last year they lost there against BYU. They were like, you felt like you let the whole like world down. Like
They were so well coached, though, because we went to BYU.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they beat us.
Yeah. Now he's at Kentucky, right?
Kentucky.
Yeah. They're gonna be.
That's what I'm
man,
saying. SEC is loaded.
SEC is
Like, it might be the best conference in college basketball now.
I think SEC they got when you throw Arkansas in there now with Coach Cal, and Tennessee is always going to be good.
Yeah.
Auburn they brought back a lot of their players.
And then you look at
Alabama brought in a bunch
Alabama
of players.
is still going to be top.
Yeah, they
Chris
brought-
Beard is fitting into his
Oh,
role
Ole
now
Miss,
in
yeah,
Ole
yeah,
Miss.
yeah.
Like, Ole Miss
I
is going to
forgot.
be nice.
See, you got teams like that like
Like,
people
people
don't
didn't
even
talk
talk
about,
about.
but they're going to make some
yeah,
noise
they're
this
gonna,
year.
Yeah, they're gonna beat some. They're gonna beat some good teams. Like they even did it last year. And you add Texas, who's gonna be
Right.
one of the
I mean,
top teams.
got a solid roster.
Yeah,
So,
they got a good enough roster to compete in that conference. So yeah, SEC, they hit a lot of those teams went to the portal and got better, which is crazy because they were already a top conference.
Yeah. So, man, one thing that we talk about on the podcast a little bit, especially with college athletes, is the NIL side of things.
Mhm.
Obviously, like, it's not a secret. NIL is a big thing. It's a $2 billion industry now. Talk a little bit about your experiences with NIL, like working and creating relationships with your collectives and stuff like that. I mean, just talk about what that process looks like being a starter.
Just going out and you got to talk to people. Make sure you respect everybody. Yeah, it's just like it's almost like it's a job now. Like you got to approach it like a grown man now. It's not like you can't really be a kid. You got to be a grown man. You got to be a little bit more responsible, more mature, and you got to just show up to what you're supposed to show up to, because that's part of just the job. Like it's in the NBA as well. You see it like people got to show up to what they're supposed to show up to. So that's one thing that I would say. But I actually enjoy it because I just get to see a lot of the fans, new people,
Yeah.
meet people. Like they be happy to see us too, so it put a smile on their face. So I really, really enjoy that. Like I really wouldn't have to have NIL to want to do that.
Right.
But like NIL, like it makes it to where even people that aren't as like vocal or more shy or quiet, it makes them interact with people because you have to. So like I think it's that part of it, just the interactions, the connections you build. I think that's great.
Yeah, I agree. We got to spend some good time with different donors and people from the collective and stuff. And the president from the Texas One Fund was always like in our practices,
wow.
kicking it with us. Like,
Oh wow,
he's cool, bro.
that's crazy.
He's cool.
That's crazy.
Super cool guy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think the NIL space is really interesting too. And then, have you done a lot of like brand deals and like social media things? I haven't really seen a lot.
Yeah, nah, not really.
Yeah.
Is
that something that you would look into doing more?
like brand. What you mean?
Yeah, like, well, you know, like I did deals with like KFC and Proactive and Circle K. Like,
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely the right one.
Yeah.
The thing I don't want to do is like, I don't want to like do anything, then I have to like stick to it, even if I don't really like it, you know. So just gotta make sure I love what I'm doing, pretty much.
Yeah.
in
and I
that
imagine you have an
regard.
agent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree, bro. I have a lot of brands that pitch me to do deals and stuff because that's something I got really familiar with this
Yeah.
last year. And I always tell brands, like, I don't work with brands, I work with people.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And
that's the thing.
And if I don't like what you guys are bringing me, if I don't like the attitude that I have when I get on a call with you,
Yeah,
then
that's-
I can't work with you.
For me, that's the most important. It's almost like doing a job, like I would say do something that you love because you're gonna have to do it every day. And you can get into an argument, do something that you're good at. You can have that little argument, but for me,
Yeah.
I want to do something that I love.
I mean, I feel like most people, like, they love what they're good at.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I think those things go hand in hand, which
Yeah.
is why I'm doing this.
Uh-huh.
Because I love doing this. And with every episode, I feel like I'm getting better at it.
Oh yeah, great at it. I could never
Appreciate it,
do
bro.
anything like this.
Nah, man. I mean, I appreciate that, and that right there is actually why I'm the one doing it. Because one, I got a relationship with a lot of really great players like yourself, and I mean, this is fun for me, bro.
Yeah.
Like I like just kicking it, talking about basketball.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I
me
love
too.
doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Which is actually why I'm gonna be doing it a little bit more often now.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. So I
Great
mean,
stuff.
you know, the whole transfer portal thing, like you got to experience it. I experienced a different side of it, which is not, you know, it's not as glamorous as everyone makes the transfer portal seem.
Yeah.
But you know, now I'm actually gonna go back to Texas, and I'm gonna be content creator full time.
Oh, you're their content creator?
No, not theirs.
Oh, just
not theirs. No, just for me.
Oh, yeah,
and, like
yeah.
continuing to do the podcast.
And it's great because Austin
Yeah.
has a lot of people, so like,
Oh, for sure.
great brand to have.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm really plugged in down
yeah,
there.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, man. I
Great stuff to hear.
you know, trying to make the podcast as big as possible. This is what I
Mm-hmm.
love doing. This is what I want to do for a really long time.
Yeah.
And helping other guys such as yourself build brands and start their own cool stuff like
Right.
this, you know, because obviously, like, for you to do it, you wouldn't have to know all the camera equipment and all that stuff. You just hire someone to produce it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know none of this stuff.
For sure.
I don't know how to upload it, edit it, any of that. How much time does that stuff take?
Man, to date, so I launched my first episode right after New Year's. To date, I would say I've put in maybe 300 hours on the pod.
Woo!
That includes research, branding, and then filming and editing and all that stuff. Probably 300 hours so far.
Wow.
Yeah, but the way I see it, I mean, 10,000 hour rule, right? So
Yeah.
300, I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket to where
Yeah.
you know, obviously you're going to be episode 16. So,
Wow, 16 people since the start of the year. That's great.
yeah, ton of fun, bro.
Yeah.
Ton of fun. It gives me,
That's
like
great.
I always say, it gives me an excuse to talk to super cool people who
Yeah.
know the game, know their, you know, respective sport or industry or whatever. So, yeah, man, by the time I upload episode 200, then
Oh yeah.
I'll be the best. I'll be the best in the country.
Yeah,
at this.
everybody
You know?
gonna know you by then.
Yeah.
Everybody already know you now, but like it's gonna be like
Nah, man,
might
nah.
have a million subs.
That would be nice.
By then.
That would be nice, bro. But yeah, man. I mean, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, you just said, but I do want to know what it was like from like your side of the transfer portal. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, man. So, you know, there were some things that were working against me that won't talk about on camera just yet,
Yeah.
but that'll be coming soon. Some things that were working against me. Leaving Texas, it was, you know, by the end of it, pretty easy decision. You know, I mean, I was recruited by Chris Beard.
Right.
You know, didn't play for him. Would have loved to have played for him. But, you know, God has a different plan.
Right.
So, you know, I went down there, enjoyed my time being a Longhorn, felt like I needed to look for something new. And, man, there was one prayer because, you know, I'm a Christian. Like, I
Right.
you know,
Yep.
fully believe in the power of prayer. And I was asking, you know, I was just saying, God, close all the doors that need to be closed and leave the door open that's supposed to be open. So with that, I mean, I went through the process. I was on the phone every day talking to coaches, trying to figure it out. Almost landed at a couple different spots, you know, spots that actually didn't pan out. And I feel like that's a God thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
I feel like it wasn't
For
supposed
sure.
to pan out. So, you know, that kind of led to my decision of actually coming back to Texas. And, man,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, dude.
Yeah, you trusted God, so like He gonna lead you the right way. It almost was the same with me. Like I just trusted Him, and it started off with me going to Alabama. Like I feel like He led me there, and we did great things there. And then I also felt like He was telling me like my time was up there, and you need to go find a new situation. So went and did that, and then from my perspective, when I entered it, it was crazy, cause I entered like late at night. So like I heard from like couple coaches, but I really was like trying to go to sleep because my name went in like it went in like at like 11 p.m. So I was really just trying to go to sleep, and I woke up to Coach Self calling me, and Coach Townsend, they called me, like they woke me up out my sleep. So, and then from then on, it was just bizarre. Didn't really like it, but it had to do it.
Did it feel like going through high school all over again?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody was trying to get you up there for a visit. I was supposed to visit Baylor. They were supposed to be like, that was another school I was looking at.
Really?
Just because like Jacoby Walter, Keontae George, like they did great with those players. But I was coming back, just ironically, Coach Self, he had called me and he came to my house like that weekend or whatever. And then I had to go back. I was supposed to go to Baylor like later that week, but I had to go back to finish some schoolwork and finals and all that stuff. And then went on a Kansas visit, and it was great. And then after that, I just needed another week to like think about everything.
Yeah.
Talk to like Coach Cal, Arkansas, and them came in because he didn't have a job. He was talking to me, so I was just. But at the end of the day, like Kansas, it felt like the right school, right situation, right fit. But I hated the recruiting process.
Yeah.
Like, it almost make you want to go in with like. I almost like wanted to reach out to schools that I wanted to see that I saw a fit for myself for, rather than they reach out to me just because, like, to be honest, I didn't know that many schools were going to call me, though, at the same time. So
I mean, bro, you were a starter on a Final Four team. Of
I didn't
course
even,
they were going to call you.
I didn't even recognize, like, how that looks until, like, after I got in. But
I was really surprised when you hit the portal, man.
Everybody, yeah, a lot of people were really surprised. I was with my teammate, Latrell Reitzel, and talked to him about it. He was just like, I really didn't want to, like, I had to talk to him about it first because, like, that was one of my closest guys. He was going to be back at Alabama next year. And we had always talked about, like, running it back and all this. But I told him that I felt like I needed to leave. And he was the best, like, greatest friend you could ever. He was just like, go ahead, like, go do it. Like, I'm going to be with you regardless. And I was like, it's the same way the other way around. So I was with him when I entered. And he was like, oh, your phone about to start blowing up. So, like, we actually just laughing, just seeing, like, all the people that was calling and texting, like, dang, like, look. And then I was like, you think I'm going to go here and stuff like that? He was like, nah, to, like, a lot of the schools. So, like, it was kind of fun to start. But that next morning is when, like, everybody, they realized I was in the portal. So, like, they all was calling. And I'm still trying to finish schoolwork. So, like, I can't even answer the phone like that.
Right.
But Coach Self, he woke me up out of my sleep. And then the rest was that was the end. Like, he didn't lie from that phone call on. He stuck with the same plan, same, like, vision he had for me, and he still has that today after our meeting we had with him.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm excited for you, bro. I think now that I'm looking at it, I think Kansas is a great fit for you. The style of play, which obviously I've studied a lot, the style of play, the coaching that you're going to get, the opportunity to go to the league, after this year or whenever God calls you to do it.
Right.
Man, I think you're gonna have a special situation there, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to be there. Like, it's, I don't even, like, when you're on campus, you be forgetting it's a blue blood. Like, but when you are on campus, you do feel like there's a lot of buzz around the basketball program down there. So, but then again, I be forgetting I'm at a blue blood. So, like, when you talk about Duke or anything like that, to, like, some fans, they be like, I hate Duke. Like, I hate Kentucky. Like, I hate every other blue blood. I'm just rock chalk, so I'm like, yeah, I need to get that way too. It's rock chalk only for me too.
Yeah, you in it now, bro.
Yeah.
You're in it now. But yeah, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you doing this, man. This was a ton of fun. Glad we got to chop it up and catch up and everything, man.
For sure.
Continue working, dude. If you ever need anything, I'm here for you, man. We'll get in the gym, shoot some videos, whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah, anything, bro. Just you know how to get we got it. We locked in. So
sure.
just text me or I'll text you. And
yeah, no doubt, bro. Well, for all of you guys out there, make sure that you go follow my man Rylan. I'm going to have his info down below in the description. This dude is going to have an absolutely stellar year at Kansas. I'm calling it right now. Looking at them going back to, hopefully going back to the Final Four, hopefully going and winning a national championship. This guy is, an even better person than he is a basketball player, and that's saying something because Dude can really shoot the ball, and if you know me, you know that I don't like saying that
Not
about
as good
anyone
as
else.
him. Not as good as him.
Nah, bro. Well, we'll talk about it.
Every time he checked into the game when we played them, it was like, if he gets a shot out, you're coming out. Like, whoever was guarding him.
My man, bro. Yeah, I mean, I loved playing against y'all, man.
Yeah,
but,
it was fun.
Anyways, so with all of that being said, whether you are on the court or you are on the sideline, go with God and always do your best. Peace.